Hey, this is the third episode in our four-part series about standing up for others or for injustices that break our hearts. In the first episode, we talked about overwhelm and how overwhelm so often keeps us from showing up at all. We talked about how typically we think that we can't be of any help or that it'd be too complicated to start. And then we debunked both of those and talked about how the first and most important step is education. Next, we talked about how to get that education and why it is so needed and why so many people skip that step. And skipping that step is detrimental to whatever you're trying to fight for, and also for how much you might actually then start contributing to the problem. Then we closed that episode talking about how two practices that you need are to practice self-care and rejuvenation. And so today, that's what we're going to talk about self-care and rejuvenation, because the issue is when we don't practice that, we will burn out. And when we burn out, every area of our life suffers, as well as any amount of good that we could have done to help fight this injustice, stand up for the person that we're trying to stand up for. And it can just wreak havoc on your personal health, your emotional health. You start feeling guilty, and it just kind of makes you shut off and not show up in a lot of different areas in your life. So in order to practice self-care and rejuvenation so you can continue to show up, so you can be in a healthy place, so you can have the endurance to continue being all the things you need to be in your life and all the ways that you want to help be part of positive change, there's two things that you need to do. You need to be deliberate, and you need to understand that it is necessary and okay. So first, let's talk about being deliberate. So you have to be deliberate because whatever this issue is, whatever the injustice is, whatever is going on in someone's life that you are trying to be positive change for, you have to understand that it doesn't stop. It is something that is ongoing. And so you have to put those boundaries in place to take a pause, to recharge. Because if you continue to just fixate on it and spend all of your time worrying about and all of your energy, you are going to burn out. And no one else is going to take that time and make you stop. Only you can do that. So you need to put boundaries around your time. You need to put boundaries around your heart, your mind, how much energy you're giving to this. And again, it's just so that you can continue, so that you can continue to be helpful in this situation, but that you can also continue in all the other responsibilities in your life. So put up boundaries, be deliberate to do so. No one else is going to do that for you. Next is the mindset of understanding that it is okay and it is needed for you to practice self-care and rejuvenation. We've talked about why it's needed. How if you don't, you're going to burn out and you're not going to be any good to the cause and any good to your life. But let's talk about it being okay. I want to mention this because a lot of times we feel guilty. We feel guilty about saying no. We feel guilty about taking a break, especially when it's someone that is in our life. Maybe they're going through something and that pain is not stopping for them. You may feel guilty to go and have a good time. You may feel guilty to laugh. But you have to understand that it is needed and it is okay. Speaking from my personal experience, when I was sexually assaulted, for me, my world stopped. It felt that for 2 years when I was really working through the brunt of healing, that was all that I saw. That was not true for other people, and it shouldn't be. That's the crazy thing about life, is that one person can be having the best day of their life, and another person is having the worst day of their life. And in my opinion, I liked seeing my friends go and enjoy their life. It reminded me that I will have that too, that I will have that moment where things are easier, where I can breathe more. And I needed them to go and grasp it. It makes me think about how we have to hold on to and grasp those good times when we have them, because we're not promised good times all the time. And so we have to take advantage of them and be thankful for them when they are available to be had. And so because of that, I like to think that it's this beautiful dynamic, this beautiful harmony in which we're all experiencing those seasons in life where we are. If you are having situations where you feel guilty for being happy or feel guilty for enjoying something, don't feel guilty about that. Enjoy it. Soak it up. Let that goodness restore you. Let it be a reminder to your friend that is going through a hard time. Let it be a reminder, of whatever cause you're fighting against. Let it be a reminder to you that there are good things in this world that are worth fighting for, that there is hope, that there can be this experience where there are hard times, but also good times. So know that it is okay and it is needed for the person you are fighting for the cause, and for yourself. So now that we've talked about that, how do we do this? Let's make a plan. Pick a regular time to check in with yourself to see how you are doing. It could be once a week. It could be twice a month. It could be things where you're journaling, or it could be where you ask someone else to check in on you. But you have to be honest, and you have to really learn yourself to learn when you are exuding the right amount of time, percentage of your time, amount of time, the right amount of energy, and when you're overextending. And it's a balancing act. It's not a perfect science, but a lot of it is you learning yourself, which is a beautiful thing. So really pay attention. Pay attention to not just how you feel, but what is going on around you. How are you showing up at work? How are you showing up in the lives of those around you that you love and the other responsibilities in your life? And then just keep on adjusting and keep reminding yourself that it is okay and that it is needed. And you have to fight for yourself, okay? Sometimes, no one can know what you need except for you. You're the best person to know that, even though lots of times it takes some learning. But you have to fight for yourself. And so know that sometimes you're going to have to say no to things, even when it might not seem like the best time. The more that you know yourself, you're going to know, okay, no, I need this boundary right now. I need to say no. I need to not take this phone call, whatever that looks like. And know that you know yourself best. And by you taking care of yourself and taking the proper boundaries and putting them in place, it's going to allow you to continue to show up in all these ways. You're going to be so much more beneficial to everyone, externally, to yourself as well, and also whatever causes you're trying to fight for. So check in on yourself on a regular basis, continue to learn yourself, and make adjustments as needed each time you check in, so you know, okay, I'm doing well, or I could actually do more, or I need to back off. And then whenever you find those ways to take breaks, really take them. Figure out how you can really take a break, whether it is having conversations that have nothing to do with the issue, or maybe it is having a conversation that helps you kind of release some stress and just different thoughts that you're carrying with you. Again, that's so much of a learning thing, but it's a beautiful thing because it also carries into all these different ways that you can care for yourself and other situations in your life. So I hope this has been helpful. And next episode is going to be wrapping up everything that we've been talking about. We're going to be pulling it all together. We're going to be putting game plans together as to how you can do this, how you can show up, how you can educate yourself, how you can make sure that you're doing okay. Hopefully, all this series coming together is going to put you in a place where you feel like you can show up for the things that break your heart and the people in your life that you want to care more for in ways that don't completely burn you out, don't completely overwhelm you, and so that you can be true to yourself, true to things that break your heart, and also be healthy in that process.